Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Thanks for waiting patiently for the people who were here for a little bit, just fixing a technical issue. Hit subscribe to this channel. Your super chat is greatly appreciated. If you have any thoughts, concerns, ideas, anything you want to comment on regarding this story, huge breakthrough night tonight. I mean, this is a groundbreaking night. You can see Daily Beast, Tucker Carlson spins Josh Hawley. It was a lie. The whole point was that they were trying to claim Josh Hawley was a coward. Nothing could be further from the truth. CNN, Tucker Carlson tries to sanitize. Nothing was being sanitized. People were given the entire picture, which was that one supporter of Trump or one person there was walking calmly with around, at one point, 9 officers. People were walking alongside law enforcement officials in a calm, um, non-confrontational manner, almost as if it was some kind of tour in some of these images. So it was the antithesis of what Kinzinger and Cheney and Democrats um, tried to claim. Now, of course, I condemn violence, mayhem, chaos. I condemn all of that. Okay, but if you use CNN's version of what took place, it was mostly, according to CNN, peaceful. Okay, but that's according to CNN, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand something. Using their logic, just using their logic, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if you use their logic, well, in terms of the number of people in DC that day, because I support why people demonstrated, and by the way, again, hit subscribe, my super chat, can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. I support uh, that summer, why people demonstrated that summer, but I don't support $1 to $2 billion in property damage. Okay? And 19 lives lost and 14,000 arrests, according to Wikipedia. But what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that focused on Democrats focused on the most chaotic video, and the footage that wouldn't make Kinzinger cry was hidden from the public. People did not get the full story. They didn't want the full story. Okay? So, if you look, here's an article by Miranda Devine, Why Democrats Are Dreading a Full Reveal. They don't want the truth, and the truth showed a lot of things. Paul Bartlett! Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Greatly, greatly appreciated, as always. As always, Paul, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very much, Paul. Greatly appreciated. So, and to my super chat, thank you, Paul. Thank you so very, very much. As always, I can't thank you enough. The video footage showed people being escorted down hallways by, at one point, 9 officers, just letting the man's going to serve 4 years. I think he's over 4 years now in prison because of he had to be in jail for 2 years or a year and a half or so. So I don't know how much property damage he caused, but he was obviously not viewed as a major menace by officials there. If you look at the Tucker Carlson footage, okay, if you look at the Tucker Carlson footage, it's on his YouTube channel. Um, you can check it out. So here, Tucker Carlson, without the Kevin McCarthy, tries to sanitize the very real of the January. Yes, of course. CNN tried to sanitize an entire summer of $1 to $2 billion in property damage. So this is utilizing CNN's mostly peaceful euphemism or phrase. This is the type of description. This is the description they utilized. CNN utilized the mostly peaceful description to talk about $1 to $2 billion in property damage. Again, I support why people demonstrated that summer. But you have to look at the way media lied. Look at how they lied. Okay, they lied um, by showing only certain footage, the most sensationalized footage. There were people there committing crimes. Yes, there were also 14,000 arrests that summer. I am not equating the underlying causes for each of the political for the political chaos or mayhem during that summer and for January. I'm not saying they're equal. What I am saying is that there's no justification for any violence or political chaos, even if the underlying cause is noble. Unlike Democrats and media who claim that, well, certain type of mayhem is okay as long as they think it's moral or the underlying causes are moral. That's wrong. Nobody wants their property. Um nobody wants their property or their lives at risk. And you have a situation where if you look, ladies and gentlemen, at if you look at the actual footage, you will not see people trying to overthrow democracy. You will see people who, some of these people are, you see some people committing crimes, yes, which is the footage that MSNBC and CNN have focused on. Yes, that's true. You will see some people committing crimes, but you will also see people being escorted down hallways. You'll see law enforcement officials waving people to keep walking. Okay, um, it was a chaotic, terrible day that had a lot of people confused. This was not an organized attempt by Trump. Trump did not foment or incite anything. He didn't. He used the word peaceful, and we learned from Tucker Carlson tonight that they had a permit to demonstrate in front of the building. Exactly, Nicholas. People were let in. That's the very bizarre thing about all of this. Why were people let in? Somebody should ask the never Trumpers or Democrats that claim that Trump was trying to foment an overthrow of the government. Why were people let in? I mean, this is a simple question. These are simple questions. The answers might not be so simple. Paul Bartlett, thank you again. So the answers might not be so simple, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, it is a breakthrough night tonight. I mean, it really is. You look and it's like I don't think people realize the impact tonight will have. I know that a lot of times when there's a breakthrough moment, you'll have the algorithm try to its best to just funnel viewers to CNN or MSNBC. In this case, Fox News deserves it. And then relatively smaller, not tiny, but I'm not a really big, YouTube channel. I'm decent size, but I could be a lot, 200,000 subs is not really, a big channel when you look at other other major channels, but it's a decent size. So hopefully soon we get more viewers on this live stream. I don't think people got a notification. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, and even people, and I've seen people on Twitter, I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook, but I've seen people try to justify ignoring Tucker Carlson's videos. I've seen people try to justify ignoring the reality of what he showed tonight. He showed people being led in, escorted throughout the premises. He showed law enforcement officials allowing people there like the officials there allowed a lot of the individuals to just roam throughout the building. That is interesting. Nobody has asked. See, this is the thing. Democrats have not Democrats have not addressed why individuals were allowed, including individuals that are serving prison time. Amazing. Hello. Here's the thing. There are people serving prison time. There are people serving prison time, and they were allowed into the building and escorted throughout the building. Does that make any sense? Now, if the tables were turned, and again, I support why people demonstrated peacefully that summer, but if the tables were turned, and if it was a left-leaning group or or supporters of Biden or Democrats, CNN would do the same thing. You saw CNN, it became a meme. Okay? You can look, I mean, the CNN, it was a meme. Here you have right here CNN panned for air, fiery but mostly peaceful. In front of a building, the phrase is beyond parody. And like I said, I support why people demonstrated that peacefully that summer. But you have to ask yourself, how does CNN defend a building in flames? How on earth does that happen? It was fiery but mostly peaceful. And this happened every day. So if the I word describes January, then the I word described almost every single day. But see, this is why nobody trusts media. This is why nobody trusts media. They lie all the time, but they lie by omission. Lying by omission is a lie. Okay? Lying by omission is a lie. If you lie by omission, you're telling the truth. If you lie by omission, you're telling part of the truth. You're telling part of the truth. Okay? So, if you're telling part of the truth and you're doing so to deceive because the full truth would change one's mind or opinion or give one a different vantage point, then you're lying. If I were to tell you, Mary, I saw your husband with another woman at the movies. If I said, Mary, I saw your husband with another woman at the movies, and then you didn't tell Mary that the other woman was his wife, I mean, his mother, that would be a big problem. Okay? Bob took another woman to the movies on a date night. Well, the other woman wasn't somebody else he was seeing, it was his mother. That's an example of a lie by omission. Okay, these people lie all the time. Democrats' media lie all the time. And they have to. They have to lie because if they tell the truth, it's game over. They have to lie because they don't have a rebuttal to Trump's policies. Almost half the electorate says I'm going to put a better country above being accepted by media or by friends or by morally superior, almost always apoplectic liberal Democrats. Okay? People vote for Trump not because of his policies, not because of his personality, because of his policies. Because we had record low poverty. And so we didn't have the invasion in Europe. How do they simply ignore that? Daily Beast doesn't even acknowledge that the video totally eviscerates the lie about Hawley. The lie was a lie by omission. Okay? They did not show, the reason the January committee did not show the other people fleeing is to focus on Josh Hawley and say, well, he fomented those people. The people believed, whatever the people believed, did not cause them to commit crimes. Okay? That's number one. If you want to talk about $1 to $2 billion in property damage that summer, and I agree with the underlying reasons why people peacefully demonstrated, did the $1 to $2 billion in property damage emanate from CNN and other liberal publications? Their disdain and contempt for Trump? When you hear about injustices, does that equate to property damage and lives lost and 14,000 arrests? Of course not. People commit crimes on their own. People don't commit crimes because of political ideology. I mean, they do, but they engage in criminal acts. They make a decision to engage in a criminal act on their own. It's not like the ideology hypnotizes them and makes them just commit a crime. Nothing Trump said ever equated to go commit a crime. Okay? Although you had Democrats saying get in people's faces, so that is a crime right there. But that's another story. Mario, hello. Hello, everybody. Eric, hello. Paul, thank you again. But this is actually a really big night. I know that people don't really if things are slow in terms of energy, enthusiasm, electricity, people are kind of I understand the Durham probe was a letdown. I get that. And we're waiting for impeachment because, it's only been a couple of months and they're investigating Hunter and Joe and obvious felonies. Um, and we have 24 around the corner, so now it's kind of like in between. It's kind of like the end of no, it's right before baseball. We're entering, whereas right before baseball, football has season is over, and you still have basketball, but it's like we're kind of like in a holding pattern now. And people don't really, they're not really excited, or, there's nothing really electric going on at this moment. I mean, I see that. I see that. But this was a huge night. I don't think people realize why it was so important, but it was very, very important. It was a very important night. Night was the worst nightmare for Democrats, for Kinzinger, for Cheney, for everyone on that committee. It really was the worst nightmare because it showed that they lied. It showed that they lied. So immediately, I'll just there there's no such thing as sanitizing through the truth. The truth shows exactly what happened. It was chaotic. There was criminal activity, but there was also activity that Democrats and media cannot um, defend in term. They cannot describe in the manner they've been describing. There was activity that was not chaotic, that was not criminal, and um, there were officials, like I said, law enforcement officials walking alongside demonstrators without seemingly in the most calm and peaceful manner, escorting them throughout the building. That's just one example. Then you have possible operatives. I agree with why people, I understand why people are jaded, but I don't think that being jaded without, I think that there should always be a hope you should never give up hope. I don't think anyone should ever give up hope because the future is more conservative, or at least more populist Republican, more Trump Republican. Okay. Democrats need everybody, including Jimmy Kimmel and late night, for them to even get half the electorate. If they don't have everybody, if they don't have every, I'm sorry, if they don't have every single possible advantage, then then they if they don't have every single possible advantage, they don't compete with Trump. Okay, if you understand politics and you understand that, I mean, Russell Brand, love him. I think he's fantastic. He was on Bill Maher and he told the truth. He told the truth. And the liberal pundit there couldn't, there was no rebuttal. And he did so in an eloquent, charismatic manner. He's very eloquent, very charismatic, and he tells the truth of what's going on. Now, MSNBC and CNN are more fanatical than Fox News is. Fox News isn't even, a lot of the times, doesn't even back Trump. CNN and MSNBC never disparage Biden, ever. So, here you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where everyone knows this is Miranda Devine. She's fantastic, fantastic journalist. The truth, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's exactly what Russell Brand was talking about on Bill Maher. MSNBC and the CNN have lied infinitely more than Trump ever did. And what they did to Trump to try to create this mania, that this kind of belief that only Trump lies. Trump, what he does is engage in a lot of hyperbole, But so did President Obama, Biden. They outright lie all the time. The people checking the lies don't hold President Obama and Biden to the same standards. So they will scrutinize Trump not only gleefully with this apoplectic obsession. If they have the same obsession to scrutinize everything Trump has ever said, and they leveled that mania towards Biden or President Obama, you'd get twice as many lies as Trump. They say 40,000 lies. Amazing, amazing, Colonel. I lost probably what, 10 friends? I understand completely. I lost 10 friends because, and it's no fault of my own. The problem is they put, you have to understand, when people put friendship or family below politics, when people put politics above friendship, they've been deceived by MSNBC and CNN and the Post and the Times and Jimmy Kimmel and the late night and Twitter silencing and censoring the truth about Hunter, for example. Okay, they think it's become a religion. It's become blasphemy now. You've committed heresy if you disagree with them. Blasphemy and heresy. And I mean that's the deal. I mean that's the issue, It's like you have a situation where when people put politics above friendship, they're telling the world that they lack integrity, that they lack character, that they lack knowledge of all the sins and evils and corruption on their political side. And if they convince themselves that Democrats are bad, but Trump is a menace, they're acting in the most foolish and short sighted manner. It's really ignorance because they're ignorant to the corruption on their political side. They don't want to acknowledge, they can't acknowledge the corruption and the tribalism. Exactly. It's tribalism. Tribalism is one of the greatest sins within humanity. It's one of the worst things that you could ever um, allow yourself to be duped by. That's why, like, at the end of the day, you can love people and love friends and family who disown you or betrayed you or don't want anything to do with you. But at the end of the day, it's probably better that you find out a person's character now. Trump is a character test. Not voting for, like, not in terms of, oh, do you like Trump or his policies? Trump is a character test for people who are faced with a choice. Do you have integrity and character and principle? Are you principled enough? And do you have enough integrity and character to understand why somebody would vote for Donald Trump? To understand that certain policies make sense and it is logical and rational to view the Democratic Party as a far greater evil. But if you don't understand that it is possible to view those things in that manner, and you've convinced yourself that it's a moral crusade and almost a religious endeavor to oppose Trump, then you've really, you've shown the world that you lack character, integrity, and that you lack knowledge. You lack knowledge. If you understand politics, you know that what Democrats have done is far worse than anything Trump ever did. What specific Democrats have done You can look at just look at the like. There's an invasion in Europe now. To not say Biden's foreign policy contributed to that would be stupid. It would be not only ignorant, but it would be false. You can't say Biden's foreign policy didn't contribute. This is a 1 year anniversary of the invasion. It did not happen under Trump. It did not happen for a variety of reasons. It happened under Biden for a variety of reasons. So, but you look, I mean, tonight is an example. They keep saying an assault on our democracy. Well, how do you coincide democracy with people being escorted within the building by law enforcement? How does that make sense? How do people come to terms with that? How do people come to terms with the Tucker Carlson video and all of the sensationalized coverage of January? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. It's a half an hour. I don't think people got notification. I'm kind of running out of steam. I'll try to go ahead and do a video later this evening before midnight. Love trucks, hello. Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Amazing Colonel, everybody here, Cowboys, hello. Thanks, everybody. Um, I will see you. Be here in a couple of hours, ladies and gentlemen. Be here in a couple of hours. I should have a video up in a couple of hours. Thanks, everyone. God bless. To my super chat to Paul Bartlett, thank you. I'll be back.